Give it a little time for folks to pile on in. Let me check my sound, make sure the sound is good. Let me check my sound and make sure the sound is good. Looks like the sound is working all right. If we have any sound issues, I won't know, so let me know from your end. I already cut my phone down, so I'm going to leave it right there. I should check and really see while I'm starting out, while people file in, so I don't talk for 15 minutes and find out and discover that the sound's not working. So, you know, I depend on you all who are here, who will speak up. Let me see. Good. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. All right, let me turn it up. It would help to turn it up. Good. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Okay. I'm going to hear an echo. Okay, it's good. We're not trying to create no echo. Let's leave it like that. Oh, wow. It's been a day, a very productive day, a very positive day. I started this day off positively. We did a show earlier. I did so many things in between. I'm very happy with this day. And the only way for me to be even happier is to end it with a little discussion and to end it with a live stream. I know folks are busy. I know folks can't come to every single show that we do, but the bottom line is I'm glad you rock with me. Thank you so much. I just cut my WhatsApp off. Those who are sending me WhatsApp messages when I go live, knock yourself out. I can't hear you until I check it afterward. Anyway, let's just jump right on it. I'm a little fatigued, happily fatigued. When I get a little fatigued, I feel a high. But I got a big day tomorrow to do so many different things. And I might go loud. I'm in the bed on the phone. Who knows? If I can get a particular person on, I'm gonna do that and just doze off, fall asleep. It's not like it hasn't happened before, especially with group calls. You know, you have so many people on talking, and I'm sitting there as a moderator. I'm on my phone, and I just start dozing. Lance, are you still there? You sleeping? It has happened. Trust me. Only a few, not a fool, but a few would remember that. Anyway, are men today being digitally manipulated? What do we mean by that? Well, I'm going to say this in my notes later on, but when you really think about it, never before in history, in the history of man, in the history of written history, and all of this time, have we had a way of communicating with those around the world literally, in our neighborhood, in our world, in our circle, discreetly, quietly, and fast. This is something that most people look at and say, this is really wonderful. This is really good. It is. When it has fallen into irresponsible hands that can't control themselves, it's not a good thing. Men, they use it. Yeah. Women, they use it. But like I said, when I do a topic, I want to go in with surgical precision. And with that being said, let me check over here. Oh, Kofi. Yes. How are you? Let me put your name on up. I'm doing good. I feel good. I just ate a whole lot of clean food, but I feel good, strong. I've been moving all day long. I didn't eat much. I just ate, which I shouldn't really eat as late. but you can do that every now and then. I feel so good. Anyway, it's not really a good thing the way it's being used these days. Let's read off my notes. Let me just put up one of my banners. I made multiple banners for this particular show. I'm going to start doing that more often just to keep it interesting. You saw this one on the front. You saw this one that I showed. Then we have another one over here. Boom. Right? So let's just leave this up and keep the image so the imagination can flow with the words I'm about to share. Welcome to the circus. Let's keep it real. Social media has turned modern dating into an absolute joke. Women today are playing the most ridiculous psychological games, manipulating men for attention, validation, and free perks without giving anything of real value in return. It's not about relationships anymore. It's about power plays, ego boosts, and deception. And let's be honest, many of you are falling for it. You're chasing women who wouldn't give you the time of day if social media didn't exist. You're validating women who have done absolutely nothing to earn your respect. And worst of all, you play right into their hands. It's time to wake up. It's the truth. This generation, I'm not knocking the younger folks, but I'm saying across the board. It's not just the younger people. It's this generation of everybody who's getting played in a cell phone game. Smartphone, they call it. Sweetberry, welcome on in. I'm glad you're here on the live. Yes, yes. How you doing? Yeah, but this smartphone thing is enabling people to have multiple secret lives, to hold down multiple, you can't even call them relationships, but they can do much more. And people are settling for this. People are settling for the LOL. People are settling for that daily text message from that person that they're having the affair with and the other 10 people they're having the affair with, if it's that much. And it's numbing us. This kind of attention that we're getting, bombarding our brains, it's something wrong with this. It's something imbalanced. It's just not, it's off. It's off. It's time to, the cell phone is a weapon. Women today don't have anything else to earn a man's respect, love, or commitment because they just have to post a thirst trap. A thirst trap. You know, the body, I don't even have to go into it. I don't want to go lewd, but they put these pictures up. We have the filters. They have the little apps that can pull your waist in a little bit, push everything up, push everything back, pout your lips, change your skin color, make this look fuller, make that look better. And guys are aimlessly scrolling, and these men are weak. I'm not just going to blame women. This is not about bashing women. It's how weak these men are, right? It's just what it is. They use their phones, these women, like a loaded gun, pointed directly at your dignity. They ghost you, then hit you up months later like nothing ever happened. They breadcrumb you with a text here and there just to keep you hooked. They create fake scenarios to test how much you'll chase them. And when you back off a little bit or stop chasing them, from what I'm seeing, they throw you a little more attention. People. They post single and loving it while entertaining a whole roster of dudes. And the worst part, most men fall for it. Social media has created an army of insecure women. Let's get one thing straight. Women who play these games are insecure. The more a woman plays with your mind, the more she doubts her own self-worth. A woman who knows her value doesn't need to toy with your emotions, play hard to get, collect validation from 50 different men. But insecure women, they live for this. They thrive on attention. They need to feel wanted 24/7. And since they can't build their self-esteem in a healthy way, they manipulate men to make themselves feel superior. Illusion is at an all-time high. Most women today think they deserve the absolute best without bringing anything to the table. They want the top 1% of men, but they don't want to develop good character, be loyal, be nurturing, be feminine. No. Instead, they'd rather inflate their egos by stringing along as many men as possible. They want you to chase them, but they don't want to be caught. They want your attention, but they expect you. This is what social media has done. It has turned relationships into a sick game where women hold all the cards until men decide to stop playing. Stop chasing, start qualifying. Listen up, fellas. If you keep chasing women who play these games, you will continue to lose. You need to flip the script. Instead of seeking their approval, make them prove their worth to you. Stop rewarding bad behavior. Stop giving free attention. Stop being available to women who don't value you. If a woman is playing games, walk away. If she ghosts you, let her disappear. If she tries to manipulate you, cut her off. Stop reacting. Stop giving them what they want. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Excuse me for a second. Most women today are not wife material. Most. And I'm not talking to anybody here in the chat room. There's some very. So if you're a good man and just came to this platform, check out some of the ladies that are going to be in the chat room in the comments section. We got some good ones here. But you can't play them over. They ain't dumb. Right? But most women are not wife material out here in the general world. And most of you here who are here on this platform, to those types of women, this would be boring talking about stuff like this, talking about life and human nature. Right? But, you know, most of them out there don't have the values, the discipline, or the mindset to build something real. They want the benefits of a relationship without the responsibilities. They want commitment from the best men while still acting like they're single. And most of all, they want all the attention they can get without giving anything in return. And yet, men continue to play along. And that's so sad. It's sad. They continue to play along. If you're tired of the manipulation, the head games, the disrespect, then stop entertaining these women. Invest in yourself. Build your value. Focus on your goals. Because at the end of the day, when you truly level up, you won't need to chase anybody. The right woman will recognize your worth, and she will not play games. But until then, ignore the circus, because that's what it is. The solution is in your hands. Women today are hiding behind their phones, creating illusions, and manipulating men left and right. The only way to win is refuse to play. That's the only way. Stop chasing, start leading, and most importantly, demand more. Because as long as you let these women get away with this nonsense, they will continue to do so. It's time to change the game. Seriously, it's time to change the game. It shouldn't even be a game. What happened? This is 2025. We have all these ways of technology, all these means of communicating, but something is getting in between all of that, the perception. I mean, really and truly, like when I first got into doing social media stuff or whatever, it was not like that. The vibrations were more real. Like I said, I started out basically on Black Planet. I was on AOL, right? Diane. Yes, welcome on in. Landon Price. Yes, I'm glad you both are here. It's not going to be a long one. I'm going to wrap a little bit. I'm going to open up the lines a little bit. Even if y'all are too tired to come on in, it's okay. But I spoke a lot about relationships, and I want the ladies here and whoever else is listening, whether you're a part of this platform or not, you know, I've been talking about men in a way to have them level up. So I'm not bashing all the good women here. Oh, Sister Diane, I got an email. Somebody was requesting your attention. You know, they're going to see your beautiful face and your demeanor and your righteousness. But yeah, if in the future you want to even see it, let me know. I'll get it to you. Just let me know how I could do it. This person gave it a number and everything. I mean, and then they said to vouch for them. I don't know who this person is. I don't get involved in the middle of stuff like that. But yeah, you definitely have an admirer out there. Seriously. But yeah, for the ladies that I'll give a man's point of view on certain things and come hard. You know what I mean? I will do it. So these little volley of articles that I've written and videos that I've done about, you know, women, and you know, we're speaking about guys who are younger, who they look up to me, right? Renee Green, welcome on in. Yes. Yeah, so they look up to me. And I never thought that. I never thought that, like all these years me talking, I don't know my age. Yes, I know I'm 62 soon, but I don't know that I've garnered all of this wisdom. I never put myself out there to say, oh, I have this wisdom, so if you ever need, no, I'm still learning. I learn from other people. People have shared their wisdom with me. There are people who are with me. I'm a student. And you're learning and you graduate to the next grade. You don't mind passing your books on that you've learned from, but you've absorbed all the knowledge in it to the next person who needs it. So that's what it is with me. So don't think this is some all male and we're just bashing women. It's just an advice thing, but I'm kind of aggressive with the way that I talk and the way that I write. But if there's any women out there that want me to focus on the subject, I promise you I'll go all the way in. And I won't say who asked me or whatever. So that's one aspect of the newer things that I'll be doing. But I've always spoken about relationships. You know, I'm always going to be pro-Black, but I want to say that there's a lot of things going on right now that even that we have to focus on that. Yes, we have to protect ourselves as a people, but I'm getting glimpses of different mindsets that bringing us into something even wider. I won't say who it is, but I just got a message and I want to go deeper in on it. And the message was a few minutes before the show. And basically, the price of eggs going up in America. And I was shown a picture of the fact that they have this thing going around with the eggs, and they're going to start shutting down the eggs because this flu, this virus, or whatever it may be. I can look at it, but I don't want to take time away from the show. So they're using this as an excuse to shut down the chickens, the eggs, which many people consume. But it's not just about that, because people are saying, and this is not my initial thought. This is from my sister who shared this. I'm not going to try to take credit and sound like the guru, but I will take that and run with it a little more. And what she was saying is that, Lance, don't be distracted by the fact that other people are saying that this is a money grab. This is a thing to make eggs cost more because they want money. It's more to it than that. Because these people who want to reduce the population of the world are evil. Yes, just as us, as wherever we live in the world, we're connected. Whether you say Africa or South America or America, we're the original of the planet. And we are supposed to, by default, have a higher vibration. We're supposed to, out the box, have an open third eye. And people say, oh, you're talking that weird stuff. Well, gift of discernment, you call it. We're supposed to have this. And this is why we're despised. But she was saying that it is more than race. That is one aspect to keep us at war with each other, which we know the powers that be in this world who rule everything with their 7% of the population behinds are not us. So it is that, but we can take it higher. That's just another way to keep us focusing on and zeroing in on, while the real evil don't give a damn if you're male, you're female, you're black, you're white, whatever your religion is, whatever you follow. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. These people don't care because they wanna snuff off most of themselves. They don't care. They want the world, the planet for themselves. And I will say that, and I won't say who it is. Be surprised, you know who. We were speaking earlier about the transhumanism and Mr. Gates, Gates of hell, and these agendas that are going on in Agenda 2030, and how they're trying to get the world prepared for the ultimate control. And I feel that they're behind. I feel that they're not where they want to be as far as their playbook is concerned, and they're going to accept things. And then when you look at things biblically, that there's not a lot of things too far off in that book. I know we have the people say, oh no, man, that's the white man religion, and what, but what they're saying in the book is not too far off. So let's not shelf that and get rid of that all the way. Because where we find ourselves in 2025 is a far cry from where we found ourselves in 1975. I was 12 years old. I remember it. This world that we're in is so far different, but people are so numb. The title of this show started out as, are men today being digitally manipulated? Yes, we're talking about dating and women now who they're hurt and they want to control men and those types, right? And that stems from a whole lot of other things, not just the cell phone. But to keep it going a little longer, and I will do a separate show on this, all of us are being digitally manipulated. And I've spoken on this before. Where did AI come from? Where did it come from that you can push a button or request something and it just do it for you right there? Why are they giving us that for free? About it. Where are these faces coming from? I use AI. I use AI to do little illustrations on my banners and stuff. It's convenient. You put in your prompt, what you want. Sometimes you have to do it several times. And then I take it into my graphics program, put my letters and change around the hue and the colors and different things. Boom, boom, boom. But it didn't suck me in. Do you know that, and this is just random thoughts, do you know that when you're online chatting, say on Snapchat, Telegram, different platforms with people who are reaching out to you, do you know that 40% of these entities who are talking to you are not real? They're bots. And why is this bug flying around me? I'm going to grab it and get it. All the big room in here to fly around, but because the lights are on, that's what it is. And it's just attracting them. But 40%, almost half. On my Telegram, I have Telegram, the Lancescurv show and Lancescurv. I don't really use it as much. There's a period where I just put myself on anything comes new, I'm right there. Now I'm backing away because I see what it is. We're being digitally manipulated. Our time is being taken up. We're so much into this and we're giving this thing our life force, our time. Treat it like a hot stove. Treat it like a hot pot. You move it and get your hands off of it. Because the engagement that you give it, it's pulling from you. And it's very much a spiritual thing. It's learning us. It's learning how to be human. It's taking from us. And we don't realize because it's given us so much more. It can answer our questions. And now they have the companions, AI companions. Imagine that. That's mental and spiritual Masturbation, it ain't real. And speak of masturbation, now they have AI porn. Images that are not real. And I spoke about that many years ago, and I wish I can pull up and figure out which video it was. Xavier B, welcome, welcome. Again, we got to do that again. Let's talk real for a little while, because I'm going to keep this maybe another couple minutes, 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. I have a lot to do tomorrow, and I'm 5 hours ahead of the East Coast. But I said I was coming on. Now, if you can trick me and keep me on 5 hours, I don't mind. You know I don't mind. As long as the conversation going, I'll be sitting here nodding, but I'll be waiting and up. I never nod, though. I'm a conversationalist. I love good talk, right? But the point I was going to make, I was saying about, okay, what show is that? I wrote it. Forgot the title of it, because I'll pull it up and drop it right here. Well, basically, I was saying, come on now. Always want some big ugly bug on it. Land in your eye, you open your mouth, it goes in your ear, your nose. Oh, I don't know how. Always they're trying to do that. And even some of these bugs are little demons that didn't make it on this earth. They were evil and they were relegated to some fly status, always trying to get in your ear. They feel like demons. They follow. I don't know, talking out my head. But in this particular article, I'm trying to figure out the title, because I'll pull it up, but later on I'll drop in the comment section here. But I basically said that when a person is watching pornography, and we know what goes on, we're adults, and they're in that position of self-manipulation, whatever it is that they want to watch to get them to where they got to go, that in that room that's usually locked when they're indulging in this particular practice, they think they're alone. They're not by themselves. What am I talking about? Are there people around them? Well, maybe they are. They're into that stuff. Who knows? But for the most part, you're drawing energies to you, right? You're drawing energies that are not too good. You're giving off not only physical nutrients and energies, but it's also a spiritual thing. So now you're focused on an image and you're imagining yourself doing whatever it is on that screen. Sweet D. Wow, we started earlier together, and now you're on the last show of the day. What's the second show of the day? That's good. Those things, those spirits, those entities, those energies, may not be a spirit that looks like somebody. It might be something that looks like an orb, or what. It's unseen to the eye, but it's there. And when you're releasing off into the world, and there's nobody there you're with that's supposed to righteously have this energy exchange, because you're viewing something maybe quite often as somebody who's been dead for a long time. How about that? That's a form of digital deception and manipulation. And when you become addicted in this way, I don't have a gun, so you're okay. Women are just much in this thing too. Studies have shown. I think it's men a little more, but women are right behind them. 60-40, 65-35, whatever it may be. They change and fluctuate. And who's going to tell the truth? But it's a very dangerous practice, because we know that when we indulge with somebody, we're exchanging energies. See, the lower vibrational people will just focus on the physical pleasure and the physical release, but there's so much more going on. And if in Shaka, yes, welcome on in. They'll focus more on that and figure it's done with, that was good, I'm done, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. You're connected. Well, what are you connecting with when you're focusing on a video that was shot, finished, That person is older, maybe. They might be dead. Where is your energy going? Who is it connected with? Who's around to collect that energy on a different dimension right there with you, but you don't see them? You see, when you have decadence going on, and I've been around lots of decadence in my younger years. To have little shindigs, a couple women come over, always more women than men. Yeah, I've spoken about that. I don't really focus on that or bring that kind of stuff up, but yeah, that was in my past. I've been a slick talker. I was pretty much able to talk somebody into doing a little bit of anything. But I saw with my own eyes that even though I was dipping my foot in the world of decadence on a group level, on a regular level, I was actually pulling down things that I had a chance to glimpse with these very eyes. All right? I ain't crazy. I don't get high. I don't drink. I'm careful who I'm around. And even then, I had a spiritual foundation. Very frightened. So I had to get out of that world because I actually saw things that most people wouldn't see with the naked eye. Call me crazy. I don't care. I know what I saw. I'm going to bring my friend Carlos on, who, not tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. Sunday is a better day. Who we bought that thing walking across the road looking fiery, real tall. We could drive. It's 3 a.m. We don't do no substances. That had to be around, that was around early 1998. Early 1998. We both saw this thing. And it's hard to put fear in his heart. He was freaking out. I was freaking out silently. Oh my God, what is this? Got to the corner, nothing was there. But again, take my word for it. If you want me to go deeper into it, we'll do another show. I'll go real deep. But these things are real, y'all. And going back to the original with the AI and the Agenda 2030 and the control and things beyond race, things beyond nationality, things beyond culture, things beyond the things we hold on to. When it's evil, evil don't care. Evil want to kill everybody. They want to kill everybody. And those who are under, those who are the agents up top, they can pick and choose, manipulate on a subdivisional level. And we're always going to be the ones on target to be the first to go. To target. Look how they're targeting Africa with different things. This is why I'm so proud of President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso and the things that he's doing. He's taking back what was robbed and stolen and going beyond. As a Black African leader, this is what we have to do here. Take charge of our lives and rid ourselves of the foolishness that's going to leave us as sitting ducks for those demonic forces that want to wipe us all out. And look beyond your life. Look beyond the narrow. I'm not calling anybody's life narrow. What I mean, and you know how I talk, but whatever it is that we see ourselves as, look beyond it. Look at the bigger picture. Because I've said this before. The evil forces of this world that we can't see, those who have negotiated with the so-called leaders of the world, the presidents and the kings and the queens, just like it was said about 2 years ago. Yes, alien contact has been made. Why don't they talk about that? Why don't they reveal that? Am I talking about just spaceships and something you see in the movies? They want you to think it's something like that. It's right here with us. Where do you think AI came from? Man didn't have that kind of advanced technology. 75, 76, we were playing Pong. Remember Pong? The two little things on each side that you can take the thing and twist it, and a little ball, little dot, ding, ding, and you hit it back, ding, ding. How did we get to this? And it's 50 years. Yeah, it's 50 years. But something happened a little too fast. Like a caught us in a race and gets a little shot of nitrous oxide. How did they get to this point? Humans ain't that bad. Something was given to us to engage and titillate us, because those so-called aliens are from other dimensions. See, we think space travel, physical travel, oh, so many light years away. No, something could pop up right in front of you and scare the mess out of you, and you don't know what the hell it is. You'd be surprised if you look around your room. Look around your room, you don't see anything. You might see a family member or something like that. You don't see nothing. You might have a crowd in your house. You might be entertaining a crowd because of the decadence that you're involved in. And again, I'm not pointing to anybody right here. Yeah. The Orange Show. You see, men are definitely being digitally manipulated, the CIA, DARPA, and SA implants. That's very much a reality. There's so many other things. Xavier B says, they say someone's always watching. Who knows who could be watching them on the other side with the help of AI as a lure? Boom! Brilliant. Brilliant. We got to learn to think multidimensional. We got to learn to question the motives of what's around us and what's even inside of us and our thoughts, because sometimes our thoughts are not even our thoughts. Sometimes there's something whispering in our ear, and we take it on like it's ours. When I wake up in the morning, I always wake up hearing some music in my ear, not actual hearing music like I'm hearing voices, but really like, you know, I'm dreaming, I'm hearing a song, but the song keeps going on in my head until I actually play it. Got to get it out of my system. We play it a couple times. I love music. I fall asleep to music. I wake up to music. Music from back in the day. But we're being digitally corralled into death, because this is I have to call it a theory, but it's facts for me. My opinions are my facts until you prove it otherwise. Your opinions are your facts until you prove it otherwise. We only say opinion to be nice. It is what we think reality is. And in my mind, and I'll say nice is my theory, it's my opinion, but in my mind, this is the way it is until I elevate higher to know better than this. When they activated CERN, the particle collider, basically ripped the fabric, the physical, as we know it, physical touching things in that spiritual realm, and how much evil was released on the land. And now the bottom line, where I'm leading this, we're all food, y'all. We are food for these entities. And the moment we transition, if we live the life of decadence that is stimulated by Instagram and Facebook and porn and just the music that has the vibrations in it that's wrong for us. It's not nurturing because it drains us. When you're on a lower vibration, you don't feel buoyant. You don't feel up. You don't feel energetic. You're barely scraping by because you're being drained by the things you're doing. We're supposed to, as life goes on, yes, we get older, and they always represent, they say, what's on 4 legs and 2 legs and 3 legs? With four legs, you're baby crawling. 2 legs, you're upright as a man, meaning man or woman. And 3 legs, meaning you have a cane and you're getting older. You need to walk with assistance. And maybe 6 legs with that walker, 4 legs on that and 2. But we need to be going higher, even though our bodies are getting pulled back down to the earth, because that's where our bodies belong. That's where our bodies came from initially. Which we came from the earth. I wasn't born out of no hole in the ground. My mama, look, the minerals, the vitamins, the water, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, all the stuff that make up our body go back to the earth. It came back from the earth. That's why when you put your feet in the earth, look up at the sun, you're grounding and connecting, you get around nature, you get stronger. I was pale a couple days. I'm still pale right now. I got some sun today. I'm gonna get some sun tomorrow. Be right back on my path, because I was a little disconnected because I was so much in here doing some back work, graphics and different things and setting things up. I didn't get no sun. Then my sleep started to go off. The sun regulates your body. And I've said this before. I'm gonna jump back and say something different that's a little abstract. No matter what your sleep hours are, always stay connected to the earth by, if you wake up at 8, 9 o'clock, okay, cool. If you get up to pee, I'm just saying like it is, or whatever else you do, and it's 6 o'clock, I don't know, go to the window, open the window if you can, and stare at the sun. Check in with the sun. Let the sun, gaze at the sun till you have to blink, and then try it again as much as you can so you have to blink again. But keep your eyes open as much as you can. The best time is as soon as the sun pokes over whatever. It could be a building, if you're in an urban area, a mountain like me. You've seen the view on my back balcony many a times on shows. I'd show it out and just talk. I need to do some of those balcony reflection shows, right? I haven't forgotten about them. But when you do that, your internal clock, and before the sun goes away, make sure to get it again. In a couple of days of that, you'll find yourself being back in sync, and you'll be moving stronger. And if you can get sun, that's even better. It doesn't mean just in the morning or before the sun goes away. All day long if you can. Just, the sun's there, don't shield yourself from it. You're not gonna look at it 24/7. You can be driving and look at the sun, you'll crash, you won't even be here. Take your time and stare at the sun, because you are regulating yourself with the earth, the powerful forces of the earth, and that will affect you physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let me throw one more in. I'm not trying to go down the slippery slope of changing the subject. But 12 noon, wherever 12 noon is for you, that's the time that your digestive system is the strongest. Your heaviest meal, preferably 12 noon. If you eat once, 12 noon. Breakfast, depends on the health of your gut. You know, if you're clean, eat a little something light. Don't tell you what to eat. We'll talk about that another time. But 12 noon. 12 noon. It's cancer. When the sun starts to go down, you start to go down. You start to feel tired. I know some of you have to work at night. I understand that. But still get the sun, so at least you're regulated with the sun. Like, hey, son, I know I'm supposed to be sleeping at night, but I'm gonna check in with you anyway. At least I won't lose that regulation, because there's certain times in the evening when you're sleeping that are assigned for each organ of the body. How about that? Your liver has its time, your kidney has its time, kidneys, your heart, your spleen, your pancreas, your brain. That's why ultimately we have to be in line. When the sun is down, we should be sleeping, which I'm breaking my own rules because it's 11:44 right now. By 8 or 9 o'clock, there's certain parts of your body that you should be sleeping so nature can take over. And that's the ultimate for me. And I will be getting back to that within the next few weeks. But I got work going on here, coming up soon. Guys will be here, living here while they work, because that's how they do it. You know, they're here for a month to get a lot of the work done, and they have to be here. So I got to keep my eyes open. You know what I mean? You know, I know some of these guys, but some of them you don't know. Stuff will walk out of here. Then it's a different feel, right? Still gonna do my shows, but that's the bottom line. Dinner apron. Interesting name. I like that, right? Yeah. So these natural laws, no natural. But see, we're super beings. So others will say we're supernatural because we could run, jump, and dunk a basketball or knock somebody out, or have, you know, the physical things. They say, oh, you're supernatural. No, but for us, that's natural. For us, that's how we are supposed to be. Ain't no super. No, it's natural. You say, I'm not saying anybody here, I'm saying them people. They say it's supernatural because you are below. You're watered down. You're not on our level. Don't call us super. It's a nice term. Because you are not at our level. And so these are the people who will sell us out. Because they know that they're leaving this earth. Their numbers, they can't take it here. If you're somewhere that you're not welcome, you're not going to be able to not only survive, but you can't thrive. That's what that tells me. And these entities, hey, let's make a deal. You're on your way out. We're going to make it where you're going to stay here, but we can get rid of all them other people. Let's give them all these things, right? Because we want them. We want to harvest them, but we can only harvest them when they're on a lower vibration. So how do we keep the lower vibration going? Hey, you see that guy Scurv talking like that smack? We're going to keep showing Scurv some thongs and twerking chicks and bikinis and booties. He's a man. Don't think he's not. One of them things gonna catch him. For somebody else, it might be something else. Gambling was never my issue. Drugs were never my issue. Alcohol was never my issue. I'd get somebody up off of me if they gave me a problem. Boom, boom. But what has been my Achilles heel? In nature, a woman. But they can make this thing so much where it dominates me and takes me off course on what I'm supposed to be thinking about, then they won. But these entities, they want to copy us. They're doing a good job because we're giving us so much of our energy on social media, and they're sitting back. Oh, that's how y'all humans do it. So when it comes to transhumanism, and when they start to merge machine with hybrid human, or make these hybrid human/animals as they're doing already in Japan, they got us, but we got to give it up. We're not on point as we should with ourselves, because the more we are high vibration, is the more repulsive to these entities. Can't do nothing with us. So when you're faced with some type of challenge in the day, somebody's trying to pick a fight with you, somebody's trying to get up in your head and get you upset long after you're away from them. I can't stand this person. Now you're thinking about them, and you're not taking energy that's there. See, you choose to make it negative. I choose to keep it positive. I choose to keep certain people away from me. I don't even want to look at you if you're negative. If you're negative based that way, I got to protect me. It's energy, y'all. You got to protect your energy. Stop being digitally deceived and digitally manipulated. Because the biggest thing now, when's the last time you watched TV? You didn't watch no TV. You got this. Like my friend said, I was joking with him. I said, man, you used to love to watch TV back in the day. Why not? He says, I don't need a TV. All I got to do is hold this closer to my face. That's my big screen. I was like, oh, man. We're doing chores around the house. We got the phone in our hand, and we got our hands full. We got the phone in our hand. We can't even put the phone down for a second. Much less leave it home and go out to do our chores, which I can understand since we have it now. People have kids. They have family members. People depend on them. A job might call for some overtime. Well, you have to. I understand that. But even around the house, try to, announce to your close people, say, hey, I'm cutting this off for like 5 hours a day, 6 hours, 8 hours a day. I'll check, I'll cut it off. I'm not going to leave it off the whole 8 hours because something can happen, right? KW. Yes, welcome back. Remember this morning? Started the show and the sound wasn't working. I came back, we did the show. All I did was have to refresh everything. Sometimes technology is a certain way. But don't allow yourself to be food for these entities. We got to understand we live in a multi-dimensional world. It's not just what you see. I'm convinced of that. Me being up here in the mountains doesn't make me any better than anybody else. It makes me better than what I was. Doesn't mean the mountain do it for you. There's a lot of fools up too. A lot of negative based fools up in the mountains around me. How about that? But if you can detox is not about taking some strange concoction of a tea and doodling all day. Oh, I detox. You'd be just as evil with a perfect body. You taking that with you when you go to the next level? A lot of people think, well, heaven's up there and I'm going to be in the clouds and heaven might be overlapped with this existence that we don't see. There might be 5 and 6 and 7 levels, different dimensions. We're dimensional, we're multidimensional, and that's why we're born the way we are, with the powers that we have that we gave up because we got so caught up in this world and just this world that we're not aware that there's other things going on. And sometimes in our quiet moments, we can pick up on things. I'm not saying, oh, you're going to hear voices. And maybe it's misleading for me to hold my ear up. But you feel things. You know how it is when you take a nice, long walk through nature. You get off the road where the cars are passing you by and you walk in the woods. You go deeper into the woods. You're surrounded by the trees. See some animals, a rabbit, whatever, birds. And you stand quiet. All of a sudden, it's like something is lifted up off of you. And it's like something opens up. And it's easier to understand whatever your situation is in life is, whatever challenges you have, whatever things you have to deal with, not just negative, but things you have to sort out. This is what I do every day now. When I get up, I lay there for a little while. I'll check the time, but the time is not going to dictate how I move. I cannot get up until I feel a certain way within myself, until my brain is awake. It might be awake to do minimal things, like go to the bathroom, come back here, do this or that. And I'll admit, I'll come in here and peek at the computer, not to get on the computer because it's electronic and it's blue light, but I might be downloading something all night long. And so I say, okay, 53%, I'm not going in there no more. That's the worst for me. But then I'll get up. When it's time to get up, quiet. I go to the window, whatever floor I'm on, I look outside. I put on my little Crocs. I'm not going to try to ground everywhere because snakes and bugs that bite you and blow your foot up. But walk outside. Walk deep into the yard, pretty big yard. Now I'm surrounded by nature. I can't see nothing else. I just stay still. Of course, I'm looking at the sun, breathing the air. You take a little time instead of I know it's like that in the urban areas, but just of the outside world that has nothing, that doesn't even care about us, the man-made world. Get out. Get up. Gotta go. You don't even have yourself anymore. You don't have a connection to yourself. You can't wait to visit yourself on the weekend. You're marching to the job. You're marching. You get the job. This one don't like me. This one's talking about me. Oh, I might get a promotion. Oh, I hope I get that raise. Oh, I'm checking my phone. Overdraft protection. Oh, God, it's below zero. $70 negative 7. Oh, where am I going to get that from? Can I borrow it? I can't. Oh, man, I got to starve now. Only got so much in my pocket. Oh, time to go home. Oh, I got to go to the daycare center. I got to pick up so-and-so. Let me have a chance to be horny. You force the horniness because that's a release to you. What you do, lock the door, put on some porn. We're going to some AI. You're giving your life force up. The demons around you, yeah. The disembodied entities that have been released through CERN. They rip the fabric between the spiritual level, the evil spiritual, in this world. Now it's roaming to see who they can devour. Who can they deceive? Oh, it's been a long time. I'm going to live this through this man here who's playing with himself. Or I'm going to get into him You acting different. And you with your woman. And this thing is in you because you allowed it, because of your indulgences to open up your mind and let it right on inside. Some people don't even feel like themselves anymore. It doesn't have to be complete with it, like in a different mind. You got your memories, you know who your mama calls you, your father calls you, your children call you, know that, but you feel off. That's because something is with you inside of you. Like I'm talking quackery. I'm going to talk it tonight. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to hold back. You ever come home? You're living with someone, maybe it's your wife, your husband, your family. It's a quiet home. Maybe this time it's quiet. Maybe a whole lot of people in the home. But that's your home. Everybody who's there belongs there. You come home, let's just say you're single. Let's just say, no, you're single. You're in a relationship with somebody. But you can still feel this no matter what your situation is. You could be a child and come home from school, and the first thing, mommy? Because it feels different. You have the intuition. But this thing here has sucked the into, see? It's 11:57. It's 3 minutes, right? You can see it. 3 minutes to 12. No problem. Because I'm asleep deep. That's the one thing that saves me. And I'm gonna put in some hours too. I'm telling you, from now, every time I go to sleep, I'm gonna sleep for like 8.5, 9 hours. And I'm gonna wake up like, where did I go? Sleep, man. That's why everything is to pull you also away from sleep. Because if you don't get your sleep, you can't think on this battlefield the right way. When you, and you all know, there has to be a time when you remember not just one good night of sleep, but a period of good sleep. Right now, it's 2 minutes to midnight. And my reserves are so strong that if I had to go on for 3 days strong and think sharp, I have a tank, a spiritual tank. The body may feel fatigued, but I can fight against that. I can conquer the body. I'm stronger than my body. My mind is stronger than my body. But on a spiritual level, I'm ready to conquer. I'm a demon terminator. Chrissy, thank you. I'm glad y'all understand how I'm talking, because some people are like, yo, this guy's high on something. But I know I can be free and I can talk. Thank you, Chrissy. It's good to see you here. Yeah. See that I was just going to talk about a little manipulation with men and women and just add. No, talk about that. So we will. And again, I don't think I know everything. I'm just sharing my perspective. And I know that if this bug keeps, see, that's a demon bug, right? You couldn't see it. It's going to land in my head here. I all big, people thinking somebody punched me in the face. No, I got to go around the crowds tomorrow, which I do not really relish. But a side of me does. But I see too much when I'm in the crowds now. When I go down into a crowd, the mountains, there's no danger. Like in the States, like that, people don't get down like that. There's just so much going on because I look at somebody and say, okay, I'm not a mind reader, but I can feel the energy. Lots of times I don't even want to like lock eyes with somebody. We exchange. No, I don't even want to do that sometimes. So I usually come up short. They got all this energy from me, and I got nothing but a dull look, and there's nothing going on in their head. That's why when you see certain people in public, you're not looking for anyone or anything. But when you're really like a stomach could be empty, right? And you could be deficient in your calories, a little dizzy, whatever. But sometimes our spirits, yes, then an apron. Is that a new name from somebody I already know? I don't know. Or you just new here. I have a feeling, right? But it could be all of these people in the crowd. And you probably got some music in your head. You get to thinking of a song, or maybe even have actual music pumped into your ears. Doesn't have to be. But then you lock eyes with somebody quickly. and you don't pull away. It's not a romantic thing. It's a knowing thing. And you look at them, they look at you, and then you nod, and then you know. It's something about that. When that happens to me now, we got to talk. We got to talk. It's a strong thing. This is not a sexual thing. It could be a man. I'm not a homosexual. Come on, man, leave me alone. That's them demons, I'm telling you. It's not gonna bite me. It's just a little gnat, kind of big. He's just aggressive. There's all these lights, but we just dive Pearl Harbor Lance and throw them off. I'm gonna catch them. I'm gonna just I'm gonna use my third eye to catch a bug, right? But when I see that now, when I really resonate and something connects, we have to talk. I remember I was in the back of a van coming down from up here where I live. It's like a 40-minute ride, 30-minute ride. Like tomorrow may not be as bad, but coming back, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. It's me, Lance. Who? Right? And I was on this van going down. I was zoned. I was just, the people were cool. I'm just staring at the van, just zoned. I wasn't playing no music, nothing. Wasn't looking at my phone. And the woman next to me, she started talking. But she wasn't talking to anybody in particular. She was talking out loud, but not loud. But she said something deeply profound, and I can't remember what it was that she said. He said something out there. Out there. And I'm sitting here, I didn't even turn to look at her. I said something too. I continued her sentence out of nowhere. Because I was in the zone, like she was. And then she said something, and then I said something, and then we started having a conversation on such a high level. And some people were like, and we looked at each other, and she said, she's a little older than me. I could tell. But it wasn't about age. It wasn't no, hey, girl, I got to get with you type thing. She says, I have to have your number before you leave. I said, I know. I said, when you get, no, it was a long way to get off. But I said, let's get these numbers now. And she said, we'll talk later. I'm going back into my meditation. I said, fine. I said, before you go, what is your name? So I know to put your name. Oh, my name is so-and-so. We talked a couple of times and lost contact. I think I lost my phone. I had to get another phone. It was a local phone that I had exchanged numbers on. But I know I'll run into her again. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm on right now. I'm not looking at, you're wasting your time. And I use the analogy of the airplane and taxiing down the runway. I'll say it again for the new people. We don't know how long our runway is. We don't know how long we are going to chronologically live on this earth. What's the saying that I saw the other day, I heard the other day? That the graveyard is full of people who thought they had more time. The graveyard is full of people who thought they had more time. That hit me. I think, and they said, no, never. Oh yeah, a couple years back, indulging, all them girlfriends, all that stuff, whatever. Nice people, but you know, thank God that's all it was. Thank God that's all it was. Thank God, and I say God to us all things. I'm not saying any religion. I'm just, it's 3 letters. I can say this quick. Why you say God? And people, there is no God. And I'm not going to roll around in the dirt with you because I know what I feel. We're taxiing down a runway. Your runway might be 22 years. Mine might be 101 years, but we don't know it. Why are we acting like the runway is going to last forever? It's not. I heard one time, and maybe it's true. I think it's true. You always have to have a body of water in the airport because it helps with liftoff when you come off the runway. That's what I heard, somehow, some way. Imagine taxiing down the runway of your life and you only have 52 years to live and you didn't take liftoff yet. You haven't lifted off. So how you think I feel? It's 62 years old in a couple weeks. I'd like to live forever. But really and truly, would you like to live on this level forever? Should you be gathering things, nuggets of wisdom, things that go under your wings as wind and air does to help you lift off? Yeah, you can excuse yourself for different periods in your life where you didn't know, or you willingly went back into something, or went into something and did stuff. You know what you did. I know what I did and have done. Don't harp on that because that'll keep you down. That's why you have erasers on pencils. But we're taxiing down this runway, and whether we are granted 101 years to be on this earth, we need to act like we only have 20. We need to act like we only have 5 more, just enough to get, because when that runway ends, if you didn't take flight, it's not good. How are you going to go higher? I don't mean physically higher, saying, oh, the heavens are up there. Everywhere there is a sky, the sky below us on the other side of the earth. So it's down there too. So we take flight, but we never see the wind. We never see the air. We never see the wisdom sometime either. It's there. If you do the right things with your wings, you know how you have the wings out and it has that part that bends down, so the more it hits the wind, the more it makes it lift up. That was so cool. I did some Bruce Lee move. My legs are hurting now. The more you lift up, what you have in your head is what the world calls problems. Problems. Don't say problems no more. That's a word that has too much weight. I'll say it to translate it into challenges. Challenges prods you in a positive way. I have a challenge for you. And when you have a challenge, it's a call to action, because you're supposed to know that you're a champion, regardless if the world acknowledges you or not. You have a challenge. But if you say it's a problem, understand that every problem has a solution. But the word problem has so much weight to it. Make you want to go down and sit on the curb. I got a problem, man. Oh man, I got to do it. No, look, the more challenges you have is an invert compliment, because the creator is saying challenges. But words do have vibration. I understand when you say, or people come to me and say, I have problems, man. I correct them at first. Listen, you're a champion, right? I don't know, man. Things been bad. No, you're a champ. Look, I've been through some rough times, rough emotional times. I should be crazy. I should be in an insane asylum. Me. I've walked close to the line of crazy so much, never at risk for losing my mind. But I said, you know what? Let me get near the line of crazy so I know where it is, so I don't go over it. If I don't know where it is, I might go over it. I've been pushed to that point that if the wind blew, not that I'm weak, because sometimes for so many people, they don't understand that law, that every challenge has a solution. It's a call to action to show the seeds of greatness inside of you. Thank you, challenge. I'm going to show you I have it, because the mere fact that you're here in my life is the creator letting me know I got it to whip you. I'm going to keep whipping it. It's a compliment. And it's a chance to elevate. It's a chance to take flight. It's a chance to take flight. But you got to streamline yourself. King of Founders Village. Big bro, thank you for what you do me so much. You let me know I'm not going crazy out here. There's so much clarity now. Thank you, Lance. Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the validation. Because I started the show a different way and then we flowed into this. So, and I knew it was going to come because I felt it. Because I set the show for 8. People that I was trying to get with and we just didn't connect. I said, I got to do this. And I was like, man, this is 15 minutes to 8. I got some more of these calls. I scheduled a lot. I pushed it back to 10. Then it kept going, the calls. I ate something. And then so we pushed it to 11. I'm going to come on. When you see me do that, I'm right on it. I'm just doing some stuff and juggling. Exactly. The words have vibration. Dinner apron, yes. And now tomorrow, I'm going to hear that word. I'm going to be in the mall. Oh, we have dinner aprons for sale. I'm like, oh, man, that's the way it works. I'm going to see signs, dinner aprons, this and this and that. And I'm going to think back. That's what the way it is. Almost got him. Almost got him. Just, oh, my finger touched him. I'm going to get him. But you're going to mess with me in my sleep because, see, when I leave, I have a big window there, screen and everything, but sometimes the tiny little bugs find ways of getting through. But I see the whole spiritual thing even in that. You got to keep your spiritual screens up. See? Oh, you play. I'm gonna show you to everybody. You got to keep the spiritual screens up, but the screens are there to see through it, to see what's coming at you. But the moment you turn your head, you may not see it. Right? But try to take flight, y'all. Be a little better in your discernment. Tomorrow's people, I'm going to be a straight though, but they won't know that. But within my way I'm thinking, it won't be something they can even comprehend. Yes, sweetie, the bug's messing with me. It's a demon bug, right? And it's going to be so beautiful when you walk that way. When you're centered, the physical is a part of it too. Try to get some good rest. I know when you're working and all of that stuff, that could be, you know, you get things to do and stuff like that. But take time to be with yourself. Take time to know yourself. Take time to pamper yourself. And take yourself out on a date. I'm not talking about some weird stuff, but serve yourself. You know, I mean, people say, well, on a diet, you have to eat this way. Like, you might want a slab of cheesecake. I don't know. Not going to knock you, as long as it ain't liquor. But have a day where you can totally indulge yourself. And if somebody says that you're selfish, you watch them. Because anybody who's in your corner is going to want to see you happy. It doesn't mean a piece of cheesecake is going to make you happy, but it's the fact that you can say, I want that, and get that, and indulge. You may plan a day to go out by yourself. Wake up that one and be like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going back to sleep. Your choice. Can't you have one day like that? And one day to get away, one day to maybe a person who's calling you that they don't have the good intentions and you know this and you just, I'm not answering that phone. It's your right. Because the moment you start to get yourself in alignment, sometimes that phone starts ringing from people that you don't even need to talk to. And if you're a giving, loving person, well, I'll talk to them. They may take 2 hours of your day and throw your whole day off. That was supposed to be your spiritual gift that day. Ooh, oh, no, he's playing with me. He's playing with me. Let me tell you something. Up here in the mountains, you know, you have little lizards that run around like that in Florida, different parts of America. You get a lot of them. A lot. Some long, some colorful. They're harmless. They're not going to bite you, but they startle you. You walk in and say, oh, man. They drop down or whatever. They found a way. I mean, you open your door real quick, they might run in. It's airtight, but there's still little ways because, you know, different parts of the house under construction, they'll crawl way up. And they've been coming in this one particular room. It's empty. There's nothing in there. And they've been taking little dumps, little tiny little, they messing with me. Exactly. Exactly. The bug is keep people, it could be tuition. You know what I mean? And that's right. Sundays are your pamper days. You do what you want to do, what you need to do, and take care of yourself always, all through the week. Although we have obligations and work and have to deal with other people, right? And you're cooking dinner apron, greens. I know them greens are gonna be good. With a internet name like Dinner Apron, that means some good food is spilling down on it. So you got something going on in the kitchen. I know it tastes good. Dinner Apron. I'm telling you, I'm gonna type it in. You know, whether you come to the show back again or not, you're gonna see it in there. I'm gonna take a picture. It's gonna be a Dinner Apron sign. I'm gonna crack up and people are gonna say, "Oh, this guy's crazy." But yeah, and then you have to do the test on how you deal in your day. Give yourself your self-evaluation. What do I mean by that? Well, you go out your house, your home, your apartment, your condo, your town, whatever it may be, a room, it doesn't matter. You're divine. Doesn't matter the physical circumstances. You could be a multimillionaire. If you're off on the inside, you're not happy, right? Say you leave your home, hopefully you can leave your home at 100%, like a cell phone, right? You charge it up. Isn't it terrible when you charge it up and you wake up and it's 13%? But wait a second, it's been charged up all night. Why is it 13%? Because the wire wasn't connected into the wall and you thought it was. That's a bad feeling. Like, oh man, this thing's gonna run out when I get to work. I gotta charge it up. It's a bad feeling. Well, let's say you can leave your home at 100%. What do you come back as? 93? 77? 13? How much of your day is draining you? How can you come back at 97%? You don't mind, it's only 3. Like when you see a UPS truck or a FedEx truck, and it's a windy day, you driving behind it, the truck is all starts going to the side, start going to this side. You try to pass and say, hey, is it going to try to hit me or what? Because it's not dynamic. It's not cutting through the wind. And you see that Corvette, that Lamborghini, that bad boy is low. You might be in a subcompact driving and you see the Lamborghini and the dude or the woman driving is lower than you. Hugging the ground, cutting through the wind. How can we learn to cut ourselves like a hot knife? Meaning the energies that come at us, the negativity that comes at us, the people who are chaotic. They may not be negative, but they're off. And they're trying to drag you into them being off. They're trying to drag you into their madness. They need your energy that's good and positive and pure to keep theirs going. So they're going to try to get you into a political argument. They're going to try to tell you you're not African and we have nothing to do with that. You know, they're going to try to pull you into something. See? Because they need to keep their thing that is not self-generating going. When you're right and connected with yourself, you're independent. The creator that made you to be independent. If you have to tap into anything, you got to tap into that creator energy. So there's so much pulling at us in the day. Give yourself a fair assessment. Some days are different. Some days you on 2%, and you got to evaluate what you went through that day as a game plan to be better the next day. Boxing training is all about repetition. You know, these guys, you think you can see it as a spectator, you know, the armchair warriors. Yeah, I would have did this and I would have. You're getting hit all in your face, eyes closing, your nose, your ear. Take your hand and just gently tap your ear, the flat part. And tell me it doesn't feel like you're about to hit. It throws off your equilibrium. And you're getting the beat around. Boom, boom. Your breathing gets labored. So this is why when you're in panic mode, which you shouldn't be if you train right, They brought you up correctly. They have you tie your arm behind your back, maybe, and throw your jab on the back, throw your jab. Just trainer, how long am I going to do this? Until you know how to keep throwing your jab, because you have a lazy jab. You doing this for 2 and 3 months. You mad. But it becomes second fiddle. What is it that you have to do in your day when you see certain people coming your way and you're too nice of a person that you stop and talk with them, but they're not really good for you? They're coming at you with the facade of niceness. I'm not saying everybody, because there's some very nice people in the world. Half of them are right here with me on the Lancescurv show. But you have those who are like that. I have an entity. You might be watching now. I'm just going to say it this way. I know him. I know of him, and I know him a little bit. Less than 20 years ago. And I know this guy can't stand me. And I'm not too quick to think that. At first, on surface, before you really connect and blend, you don't know. Some people, you can pick it up right away, that they're off, but it takes a little while for you to know that they don't really dig you too tough. And I never did nothing to this guy. But this guy's always pursuing me, friendly. Hey, man, to this day, I could say more, but I don't want to say more. But he won't let go. He wants to find that moment. I'm a thorn in his side, because I do what I do naturally. I'll take some notes down to make sure I go through every point of a show. So I'll read some stuff off. Sometimes, yeah, I do that. It all came from in here. But all this time I've been talking about all these other things. It's just straight off the dome. Some people despise that. Some people will despise you because of your destiny, that you've taken lift off when they thought your plane couldn't fly at all. Now you way up there. Not in the worldly sense, but from you knowing what your mission is and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to live your life in the light that comes from you naturally. They want to steal your destiny. So the only way to snatch your destiny bag or your destiny handbag or your destiny knapsack, they got to get close to you to do it. You walking down the street, somebody saw you go to the ATM and put a whole wad of cash in your bag. They can't snatch your bag from across the street. They got to get next to you or work with somebody as a team. Somebody taps you, hey man, could you give me the time or whatever? Oh man, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Stop you on the shoulder. Like, who is this? Oh, the bag is gone. We have who can see where you're going. They don't know exactly where you're going, but you have that it factor. They know that you're chosen for something. And if they would have worked on themselves, they can see what it is that they have to do. But now they're mad because you're on a trajectory, going smooth, cutting through life, dodging the blows, ducking the blows. Because you know where you're going. You're doing the Super Mario thing. Then you got that dragon in the end. And you get past that. They trying to distract you. Hey, man. Hey, leave me alone, man. That's what I'm doing. 5 minutes here on the phone call, throwing all kind of crazy videos at you, and just picking stuff off the sidebar. Bing, 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 bing. Trying to take your mind. I cut the phone off. I'll block a person temporarily. They start that stuff with me. You know I'm going live. You're going to start sending me 20 and 30 messages. You know it, and you're sitting back watching it. That's why I got to cut my Facebook, my WhatsApp off on the screen and cut the phone off. Because they listen to the show and they don't like it. And they start sending a message. Bring, bring, bring. Yeah, see, that's me. That's how some people do. You might get a brand new vehicle. You don't bother nobody. You pull up in your driveway or park in front of your house, and there's someone looking at me. Who you think you are? You got the brand new car. I'm on the bus stop. So I don't care about what people have. Lift it off. I'm going to have a wonderful, productive day tomorrow. If I get up early enough, it's going to come to me what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to come on here. I'm home, y'all. I don't have to go to nobody's studio. I got my studio in my house. Within the studio, I got couches, coffee table, chairs, refrigerator, another table, another work table that goes up and down with other gadgets on it. More space behind that. You don't see it yet. I'm not lying. You'll see it. Got a little touch up to do. Got to put a little gloss on the stones. You see some of them are shining. Well, no, you can't really see that. I want just right. I work hard for this. I cut through life so many years. Got online 2001. Didn't know how to cut on a computer. You know. Cut it on. Called up my friend Serena one. Yo, I cut the computer on. Man, you called me for that? Bing! All these years. Thousands of videos, thousands of articles. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that first thing I said, that if I get caught up in the social media thing, which we didn't really call it social media back then, right? It only came when we had these Facebook and YouTube and all this Instagram. I said, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to see sitting up spread eagle something. Oh, Lancescurv show. No. If we ever hang out face to face, you can be like, oh man, you really like this. It's not a production. I go through different moods sometimes when I'm off the show. Might be a joke to do in the show. Might be reminisce, right? It might be that. Sugar PB in the house. Reese. Don't let the bugs win. That's right. That's right. We can't make the bugs win. Well, he know I'm gonna get him if I see him again. He's exhausted himself. See? So the bug didn't stop me from talking on this show. The bug is tired now. See? Never let anything take you off of your game on what you do. Yesterday was a 1-year anniversary for this channel. Why? Is it 1 year I've been online? Because the other channel was taken down. I was hacked into, wiped everything out. Didn't wipe. I still got access to certain videos and stuff. I'll be sprinkling them on here and there. Didn't stop me none. Some people, Scary lost his channel. I said, okay. I know what I got inside. I know how to dodge the blows. I know not to get into the head games. Same people laughing at it, say, oh, snap. We wrote you off for dead. We just thought you somewhere about to jump off the bridge somewhere. Because they know they would. Now, I'm not all the way where I want to be yet. But we're going to get better and better and better and take the experience that we've had, because that was a call to action to get better. So even when you get knocked down, that's a call to action. You're not defeated. It just makes the victory sweeter. You see? That's how it works. You're here for a reason. You're going to take knockdowns. You're going to lose loved ones, or they're going to transition. You're going to miss them. You're not going to lose them. Correction. Let me make that correction. See? But you're here. And from every fight that you ever had, I don't mean physical fight. Exactly, sweetie. This is just the beginning. I got to let the world see that part there. Yeah, see? Yeah. You went by quick. Real quick. It brought out the best in me. Made me make things better. This doesn't look like a, and when that happened, I didn't have my studio done. I said, okay, still going to make content. But we're going to come back even better. And that's how it has to be. Even when others can't see what it is that you have in your mind and in your heart. It's already there. You just have to go through the steps to get there. break it down. Yeah, the ultimate goal is very simple, and you break it down. And if you have to, this will take 1 year, if you have to take 2 years, you can get there. That's how it works. But don't get emotional. You have to be like an assassin. You cannot have emotions with this thing because these destiny stealers, look, you got people, I'm going to just tell it like it is. You got people who will get into the occult, not the misunderstood true African practices, but the occult. I've had so much occultic things thrown at me. I'm telling it. I'm not going to name names. They're not around me no more. I've had people doing animal sacrifices out here in the motherland. I've had people taking my pictures, Google ass, all kind of over the years. It don't bother me. It ain't gonna work. Might tap me a little bit. Ain't gonna work. Because I got something strong inside of me. I got something to do. You like that little bug. I could have ignored the bug. I'm making the bug part of the show and having fun. Because you got destiny stealers that don't like the fact that they can see where you're going, that you're cutting through life like a hot knife through butter, that you're taking flight. They see your growth. They want to jump in your seat and be you. And they can't do it. They can't be it. They can fool people for a while. But we all have our own lane. That's the thing about it. Why do you want to get in my lane? I'm not leaving out of my lane. But my lane is wide. I got multiple lanes. And you have multiple lanes. And sometimes you got to shift gears and jump into another lane. They're waiting in one lane to block you, go around them. It's not always about steamrolling people. It's about going around them, leaving them looking stupid. Like, oh man, I couldn't block me. Got around me. You have to do spiritual taekwondo. Taekwondo is when you take the opponent's energy and use it against them. So when people are trying to cast spells on you, they're killing animals and dropping blood and got your picture under it and doing all kind of stuff and put you on an altar and all this foolishness. And then take the occult, straight devil business, I'll call it that. With nobody. There's a lot of that out here. Try to make the evil fair seeming. I'm telling you what I know. And then sit back and wait for you to be crushed. Tell other people that, oh, your platform is going to die. It's not going to be successful. How's he going to do it with no money? How are they going to build that house? Fool, look at your life now. I had to say nothing. You don't have to say anything. Those who are watching, when these people do stuff and try stuff, you got to hold on stronger to what it is that you have to do. Because if it's righteously ordained, even when things look bleak, even when sometimes you get knocked down to find out who it is that tried to knock you down, that was covert in your life. It was always there. I always talk about the girl with the double dutch. They just waiting their time. Girl with the double dutch ain't bad, but you got little demons around you, demonic entities in the form of people. Your rope is turning. Them two ropes is turning. They get next to you to pick up the rhythm. And they want to jump in, not to jump the rope, but they want to jump in to stop you from turning the rope. They want to smash your operation, getting too big. How dare you? It should be me getting the adulation and the admiration and the names across the... No. I ain't looking for that. I'm home like I was earlier. I did stuff in the yard, went down the road, did this. Look at that. I thought this was going to be a little short, little talk. It's an hour and 35 minutes I've been on the show. If it flows, it flows. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. Right? I mean, not to get lewd, but how many strokes does it take before you have an orgasm? Sometimes it's 500, sometimes it's 3, but you get there. Right? Let's just talk an adult. We don't know, like again, how long our runway is. We don't know. I ain't got time. I'm on my runway moving forward, taxiing. Didn't even move fast to even try to take flight. And so many of us are going to be out of here taxiing, looking sideways, wondering what the next person, staring and see what the next door neighbor doing. Oh, what you doing? Who you got up in there? Where you get money to get that? Why you get that? Well, you doing that work? Well, your house so big and mine small, and I don't like you because you live life, y'all. Because every time you inhale, you're moving toward that time where you will take that last breath. It's a fact of life. So since you know that that's what it is, don't waste a breath on fools who will be forgotten. Look at your life, even if it has not been as long as mine. Maybe you're 18 years old, but you can go back half a lifetime. We all can go back half a lifetime. And think of the situations of people in school or at work or in your neighborhood, your community, or in your place of worship, wherever, in your family, that pissed you the F off. Every time you see them, it's, oh, God. And then you forget about them. You might be driving down the street, see that a fool over there? There's no feeling because you're out of that situation. Here today, gone tomorrow, out of situations that seem to be a big part of your world right now. You are durable. These are lessons. You're going to go beyond this thing. You're taxiing down the runway and you're trying to gain speed to be able to take flight. You have no time to deal with fools, distract. You have a mission to take flight. And when you take flight, you're supposed to have wisdom with you. Because when you really, really take flight and you go to the next level, you ain't taking this body. I feel that you can take the wisdom with you, the elevation of your soul, even if it's not specifics. Because those next dimensions we can't really comprehend anyway. But if you do what you're supposed to do on this level, you'll be all right for the next level. So don't sit around on this level. Oh, I'm going to die soon. Oh, one day I'm going to die. Well, yeah, you are. And you're not picking up the wisdom. You're not picking up flight. You're not taking to the air. We all know this older person, older man, older woman. They walking down the street with a cane or a walker, or maybe not. But these older people that we know, and I know you all know them, but think about it. Maybe you don't realize it. When you see their face, it's almost like they always have a smile. You call them just to greet them. How are you, Miss Redmond? Oh, I'm okay. They're not even smiling. But that's to show you their spirit. Somebody old and grumpy. You could be old at 20. Believe you me. So, no reason to be looking like this. Good morning, sir. Grunt. Why? You got life. You have possibilities. You can create. Like I said before, several years ago, there was nothing on this land. Not only that, praise the Creator, but He ordained it. It's in my heart, in Mrs. Curv's heart. We got to work. Had no time to be sideways. We trying to take flight. We didn't accept an old reality, which the old reality was good. It's a nice house we used to live in Orlando now. Miss Scarcity kept that place nice, not just her, but that was her thing. In the garden and all those videos, all this stuff growing out there. This is way bigger. But it's a bigger canvas to paint. So as some people say, and it's not for everybody just to leave and go to a different country or leave and go to a different state or leave and go to a different city. You might stay where you are. All of our lives are not going to follow the same script. But I saw it like that boxer who the world didn't think had a chance. And I get a call one night. You know that championship fight that's going on this weekend or in 3 weeks? Well, the opponent dropped out. We need somebody to replace. Would you be interested? Man, I've been training, but that's a high level. Yeah, I'll take it. And you go for broke. You get in that ring, people don't think you can do it. You got a couple losses on your record. The champion is dominant, and you getting a shot. And you train a little harder for those 3 weeks, but you got to get a game plan from somebody who's been dominant for a long time, and you get up inside there. You have no time to say, oh, he's thrown a punch at me and knocked out 25 people before. No. You never worry about what the opponent is going to do to you. This is why in your quiet moments, you have to sharpen your sword of wisdom, of knowledge, to learn things. Not to be lewd, y'all, but every time I sit down in the toilet, I got something to read. I don't stay there that long. My transit time is very fast because I eat relatively clean. I'm not wasting a minute. I got to absorb something. Because when you get that call and that opportunity in this life, you got to be ready. Ain't no getting ready at the last moment. It's like you have the grandmothers and mothers tell you, keep your house clean. You never know who's coming back home with you. That's the worst thing. Oh, hold on for a second. And you try to clean up things because you're embarrassed of where you left it nasty. Unless it's an emergency and you didn't finish cleaning up. But you got to be ready. Keep yourself on point. You don't have to get ready if you keep yourself ready. And when I go outside and I'm still calm, I know what can try to come at me. And fighting is not always about spiritually throwing the punch at somebody. It's identifying what's in them. It's identifying that they have made up their mind to come at you a certain way, and you trying to go back home 100. Meaning that if you leave 100, like the cell phone, you want to come back with a charge. You want to waste 20% of your charge arguing with a fool? You can't win because they're going to drain you. Even if you win, you're drained. You come back home tired and exhausted. Energy battling people who are there to drain you, to stop you from taking flight. And year after year goes by. I'm not saying anybody here in the chat room or watching, and maybe, but I don't know. So I can't put your business out there because I don't know it. We have to release these little mini battles that can become big. Because any one person is not going to take your whole 100% of a charge. But if you give 7 here and 14 here and 3 here and 0.5 there, by the time you get back home, to put your spiritual self on your spiritual charger for the next day, you might not even have enough time to charge up to 100 before you go the next day. So now you're leaving out the fishing. And don't let there be battles at home. That's even worse. But it can be done. Be aware, don't engage. Don't get pulled into battles that are not going to ultimately make you better. There are some battles you're going to have to deal with, but the foolish stuff, no. If you a fool, and all you can do for attention is want to drain me or bring me into something because you know I took flight already and you didn't even have wings on your plane. All you did was stuff that them demons keeping you down on a low level. By the time you transition, they're going to eat you up because low vibrational people are food to the demons, to them devils, to UFOs. They call them UAPs now, whatever. It's demonic forces. And they have power to create all kind of stuff. But we don't realize that. And we just going around life aimless. Like tomorrow, I already know how I want to feel. I already know the kind of things I want to think about because I want to think about what I want to write about. Sometimes it comes to me in the morning. Sometimes I think about it and make it happen then, but write it down and say, okay, over here. Let me see. I scribble stuff on paper. Okay, you can't. Okay, you see it there? Okay. Scarcity breeds value. That's a shirt I want to make. When things are scarce, the price of things go up, and not just the money price, but certain things. If the community doesn't have good men in it, when a good man comes around, the value is really appreciated, or a good woman, or whatever. I wrote some codes down or something I'm supposed to look after, and certain titles of certain things that I wanted to write. I got to redo my YouTube header, just tweak it. It's going to stay the same, but the logo up top and the logo it's redundant. I have to change that. Little things. Okay. On my banner, on my other banner, I'm just taking you into my world. Let me see if I have the other one here. This one here, right? See Lancescurv is up top. Now this one has Lancescurv on the bottom, but it overlaps those words over there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the one I made, so it doesn't fall behind the scrolling words. But now I have to correct it. So yeah, I made it up a little bit more. I use that for my banners. If more of the activities up top, I use the name on the bottom. If it's more on the bottom, I put the thing up top. But for the show, I use the other one, the one up top. Where is it? Okay, I almost lost it. Right there. So we plan this. It has to be centered. It has to be this. It has to be that. You got to have it all so you can switch it up. I made multiple banners on this show earlier, right? There's one. You didn't see her face, right? Same letters didn't move, different background, right? I said, I'll show that. How some of these young ladies can use a cell phone to hold down multiple relationships, tease men, get things out of men, and they're using the phone. Couldn't do that before, but you can do it now, right? Not to demonize, but to show the brothers, and men do too, but women are the chance. Do all this thing. So I'm not saying women are demons. We all can be demons. We all make a choice. See, and I took time, made the hard work earlier, and did my thing. I love it. Play my music, catch a call, put it on speaker, do my thing, get something to eat, go out and get some sun, come back in. Hours go by. Look at it. It's 10 minutes to 1 over here in West Africa. And the way I feel, I can go on till the sun comes up. I'm going to pull myself away because I said, oh, I'll maybe do 30 minutes, 45 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes ago. I was bouncing around because when you're connected with the energy, that eternal thing, that never-ending thing, it can also be something that can drain you if you don't detach and say, I need to physically rest. But always stay connected with it in your day. It will protect you. It'll warn you. It's like a coach. Sometimes I don't hear voices, y'all. But you have an inner feeling like, no, you want to go down here, go down that block. There's something down there for you. but you have to be completely cleansed. You have to have your spiritual blackboard cleaned off. You know, when you're in school and after a while, the different classes use the blackboard, there's all this chalk. Even when you erase it, it's dusty. You got to get that little bit of water and get the sponge and clean it off. I always wanted to do that. Oh, I'll do it, teacher. I'll do it, teacher. And so the residue that we have and carry that we don't really wipe off, there's residue there that clogs us up from seeing the new lessons. So we have to take time and acknowledge that this blackboard is a little dusty. Clear your mind. Or deal with the issues, and when you deal with them and get rid of them, and that is not residue left. Because we can respond in ways to normal situations that are over the top because of the stuff that's in us that we didn't get out. That makes us see the world a certain way. See? We don't see the world for what it is. How many times will you think back, again, I'm not going to say problem, but you had an extreme challenge that just hit you that you really haven't figured out yet. You really haven't, you said, okay, I'm numb. We're human, we're going to be numb. You get certain news, it's like, okay, they can hit you in your chest, boom, boom. And you're numb. And because of that, it's a beautiful day outside. You got the day off from work. Your bills are paid. You got a little extra money in your pocket. But because this challenge hit you so hard, so we have to learn how to deal with these things. We got to learn to say, okay, I'm going to dedicate the next hour or two, as much as I could, to breaking down and deconstructing how I'm going to deal with this issue, but I'm going to put it to the side after that, and I'm going to enjoy this day. And there'll be people who are like, oh, you so selfish. You ain't thinking about nobody else. No, I'm not going to weigh myself down. Because you have people, some people around you, that when you have challenges that are for you, or that you have to go through, they sitting to the side because deep down they didn't really like you anyway, and they want to see if you're defeated. How do you feel? How do you feel? That old ugly crackhead girl, and you got her pregnant. No, I'm not saying that's me. I'm just saying I'm making something up. You know the neighborhood, they're going to be talking if that's true. But you can always talk. If you talk, translation, you talk to me. I can tell everybody what's going on because I'm the gossip queen. If it's a woman, or the gossip king, because these days men gossip more than women. Men are more the bitchs of the modern day when men would call women that. Well, you got more men who are bitchs now because it's not relegated to a sex. It's the state of mind and being. You got very mad bitchs out here. Very righteous looking gossips out here. It's all about deception, digitally manipulated. And face to face. And what residue is in your mind, on your blackboard, that you can't see this person for who they really are. These demons who call themselves your friends sometimes feed off of your pain. Oh, you can come to me, and you put your head on their shoulder, you crying, and they patting you. It'll be all right. Laughing. Girl, we got to talk after this. Oh, you should hear what I found out. And guess what? If you're on, even when you're stressed, I hate to use the word stressed. People, are you stressed? No, whatever you think is stress, I'm going to stress it right back. I am stressed to the thing trying to stress me. This thing called stress is not going to hit me without me hitting it back. I'm going to find out what it is. I'm going to hit it back. Bring it. Maybe you got to be a little crazy to be like this in the world. I'm not letting nothing go, but I'm not going to be so rigid with that I'm going to nitpick and be in all these battles that's going to drain me down from being 100% when I come back home. Which if it's not, you're not going to be 100%. But if you in the 90s and your spiritual phone in that charger, it don't take long to get it up to 100. You hold 100 again at the end of the day. Not whipped. I almost pulled the phone down with the cord. Look at that. The phone is saying, Lance, you're talking too much. You run me down all day. That's why you got to keep it on the charger. But it's not going to come to you in some linear fashion. Like when you go to the church and, okay, it's just going to be this way. And they're not telling you the real deal. They tell you some scripture that you're catching on, but just say it, Pastor. Just tell it like it is in real world terms. You're talking in riddles, man. I want to hear something that can help me. People are hungry out here. People need help. We have dilemmas out here. And you taking the fact that people come to you and you want to sit up there in your suit and your alligator shoes and be worshiped like a God beside God or a God in front of God. You got to come to me to get to the God because I'm the one who translates. And you got the YouTubers like that too. I keep telling you I'm a regular dude. I'm just down here in the mud hole, in the trenches, just like everybody else. I've done some things to come back and say, hey, shame God. Anybody want to come on and share the wisdom? I'll sit down quiet. Just listen. You all know if you've been rocking me for a while, like I said before earlier, I've had shows with 3, 4, 5 people on talking some deep stuff. Yo, Lance, you still there? Like, I'm right here. Why are you so quiet? What you saying, I need to hear. There's so many egos on social media. And that's another thing that's going to hurt the people. It's going to hurt them people. Because they're going through this exercise of, I didn't get enough hugs when I was a kid. I didn't get enough attention. Or maybe my wife don't pay me no mind. Or maybe my husband don't pay me no mind so I can get it here. Like I spoke earlier, you can paint this false facade. Anybody can paint the false facade. But do you have the stick-it-to-itiveness through real practice and real knowing and real taking flight year after year after year to get better, no matter how much is thrown at you? Whether it's a bad word or somebody talking African spirituality and trying to seem like a good person, but they're trying to use the occult to chop somebody down. I'm a survivor of all of that. Not only a survivor, I whipped it because I stayed connected to the Creator. But you can whip the Creator. Every car, whether you lost it or not, has an instruction manual, has a maintenance manual on when to change the oil, when to rotate the tires, what things to look for. There's certain things that you don't do until 50,000 miles. There's certain things you do every 3,000 miles. Have you lost your manual? We have the internal manual. It's just like man has messed up the world in an engineered fashion for his profit. I'm going to get the app tomorrow. I'm not like Mrs. Scurvy, where she knows all this stuff, and that's to this tree, and that's to that tree, and you can take this, and you can boil the leaves, but you mix it with this one, and this is good for that. And I don't know that. I grew up in the city. You grew up in the mountains in Jamaica, right? You know, I don't. I need to train the wheels on a little while to get to learn on that intellectual bike. But look how they've done. I got all kind of trees in my backyard, all kind of bushes, all kind of roots. But man don't want you to know about that. He wants you to go to Dwayne Reed. He wants you to go to CVS. He wants you to go to Walgreens. And it's not even growing anymore. It might be a substance taken from nature, but now it's altered. They don't even want you taking that. They want you taking the synthetic stuff. The stuff that you get out in the garden. You can OD on that and it won't hurt you because you can't OD on it. Maybe golden seal, you can take a little too much to feel woozy. For their profit. But we don't know. We've been indoctrinated into that. Oh, I got to go to the drugstore. You even saying it. You got to go to the drugstore. something that is so processed out of its natural state, not ready for you. So you already in a way doing GMO. You got here, oh, I don't eat GMO foods. But you're taking in substances that are twisted and pasteurized, homogenized, and altered in a way that it's not in its original form made for your body. That's modified. So you're already modified. And they make it hard to find the original thing. Right? So in my rejection of the engineered world, it's going to come a point very soon, which I still have my foot in it. I'm trying to get out of it. I'm not trying. I'm doing it. I'm already here. But even here, there are traps. I don't want them to see. Day very soon, I'm going to go off the grid. We're going to go off the grid. Going to have to travel miles to get a cell phone, a signal. But not really now, because I got the Starlink, which, you know, I'm not in favor of Elon Musk, but I need this as a tool where I am to be able to have a continuous, because you know, out here in Ghana, otherwise, you have to buy or go to Vodafone or MTN and buy so many gigabytes that when you use them, I've been on shows and it ran out. Now it's unlimited. That don't mean, you know, that's a tool I need to do what I do. And not have to worry, oh, I got to cut the show short. I got to go back and buy some more tomorrow. But we're being pulled into this artificial world, because if we get into the artificial world, we can get spiritually mugged easier, because we're not on the strong footing that we need to be on. We're not. We can't be strong if we're connected to their world and depend on them. They want to take what we have away because it's more powerful. It's not talking about the leaves and the bark and the bushes and the roots and the fruits and the vegetables. No, I'm not just talking about that. Our own practices, being connected to nature. You can go out in nature and get wisdom standing there still. You can get a higher level of ascension on a spiritual level. No books, no, sit there for a little while. You're going to see the ants working. You're going to see some bugs flying around, and something's going to hit you on how this world works and how you're connected to it. But everything they do to us disconnects us from it. And this is why we're having all these nervous breakdowns. We're losing our minds. We're getting more diseases. We can be smart and righteous on one level and neglect one other part. All because we've been seduced into this man-made engineered world, who is compromised with these demonic forces, because they want us as food to harvest us, to take our spiritual energy, to actually eat our souls. We're supposed to ascend somewhere else, but we've been doing nothing but foolishness and decadence and nastiness on an earthly level, which keeps us low from taking flight. See, I'm tie it all in together. If we just crawling around over each other like maggots, 70 and 80 years old with the decadence, and you've been blessed with that much time when other people's runway might have been 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and you had enough time to take flight and you haven't. So you're going to feel it when you don't. And again, that's why I say social media. When you're righteous in your intentions, you can use anything and it won't touch you. I'm on it. I'm on it long, talking here, then sitting up somewhere. Ooh, look at her. Ooh, oh, freak. Ooh, ah. After this, I'm going to bed. I'm going to wake up like Bill Withers. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, I'll be staring at the sun. A lovely day, lovely day. I know I'm bugging, but I'm free. I'm freer than I ever been, and I love it, and I like it, and I want everybody to feel that way. There's so many things that I see, and there's so many people I've been blessed to talk to that have showed me things and ascended me, and it ain't just me. I don't know everything. But I'm willing to have an open mind, not an open mind to things that, you know, let me take that back. I don't have an open mind for them things, foolish things, demonic things. But if it can pass my filters and match up with what I already know. See, I used to have a way when I used to buy CDs up in New York years ago when I was living up there. And if I had a budget to buy 3 CDs, like, okay, I can only afford 3 CDs today, I would go through and I would get the best 3 CDs that I want to stay in store. I still have it in my hand, but I'm still looking. Uh-oh, that's more rare than the one that I have here. I need to get that one and put this one back. After 2 or 3 hours in the music store, I might have 3 different CDs than I originally thought that I needed. That's life. Start from where you are. Know that you don't know everything, but every day that goes by, you can get more wisdom. Get more mastery over yourself. That's the main thing. Nobody can whip you when you master yourself. Nobody can whip you when you discipline yourself. When you're on top of things. The enemy can only slip in when you're off your game. Yes. Let me see here. How to pronounce? I know I can say Stratton. Ninki, she says, just got to the stream, but definitely yes, to answer the prompt. When my algorithm thought I was male because of bodybuilder vids, it pushed extreme misogyny and hypersexuality. It was disgusting. Right. You see that? They only, and sorry for my mispronouncing of the name, you know, beautiful face too. Because I used to be a bodybuilder, right? And I keep up with the sport, even though, you know, the drug infested, whatever, like we have the show, the Arnold Classic coming up Saturday. See? And tell me about the old funky picture if you don't know. That's me, yours truly right there. Let me knock this off. Yeah. I'll be that old man with these 2 pictures on my mantle. Yeah, I used to be this way. I used to have a cobblestone stomach, intercostals, ripped everything head to toe and natural, no drugs. And I rub it in their face. You got guys now that they taking a load of stuff and they don't even look good. I'm like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? But enough of that. Since you brought up bodybuilding, I had to flash that one out there. Now, where was I? Okay, here we go. Right. They go by what they see, the algorithms. And see, this is these entities that we don't see, these interdimensional beings, they go by what they see. And we literally tell them how to defeat us by letting them know what our weaknesses are as they observe us. And see, when you have a lower vibration, they got you already. They don't have to come at you, right? So they got you. You're not drinking on the peanut, you're drinking wine. Mother. Just demonic triage. They got you. They don't have to mess with you no more. When you're trying to discipline yourself and trying to separate yourself from the common way of the world's thinking, you a target. You a target. But they can only go, just like what Ms. Stratton said about the algorithms spotting you and assuming, right, that you are a man because of the bodybuilding, because women are bodybuilders too. And you have women who follow male bodybuilding also. Look at my algorithms, nothing but. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna check out who is carving up right, who's dried out, who may be too flat, because the training is over now. You know, and we want to see what they look like the morning of the show and doing prejudging and doing the eating show. It's still something that's part of me. I competed first January of 1980. My last show was April of 85. Yeah. When the Team Nationals, the natural version in 82. That's those pictures of the second picture you saw. And I swear, this guy, Sam Sulik, I don't know if you keep up with him, but it's his second show and he's going for his pro card. And this guy, he's a young guy, 22, 23, loaded with drugs. Like, what is that going to do for you? And the trend today is these teenagers and Instagram. This is the period of your healthy insecurity. You know, when you're a young teenager, you're 13 years old, say, oh man, he's 15. When I get to 15, I want to have arms like him. Oh, I want to be built like him. I want to, and then most guys work out or whatever have you. It's a process. It takes time. But they want to do it quick and they don't care. Because now this instantaneous, you know, instant gratification. You can put it up and show the world. So we have women that are doing plastic surgery, have men taking drugs. We got women taking drugs. You know, in the bikini fitness models, they all take drugs. It was epidemic 40-something years ago when I was competing. That's all you heard about. And it was just as bad. Yeah, I can say it's a little worse now, but it was just as out there. And that's why half of the guys that I knew and I competed with, they're not around anymore because they weren't thinking about the long term. Everything is the now. If I was thinking the now back then, I wouldn't be here now. I had to think about all my nows in the future. Like candy, now or later. I thought about later. But I still enjoyed the now, but I didn't forfeit the later. Now. I don't see this life as something ending. I will transition. But because I know this, I'm not afraid of that wall. Maybe the wall gets moved back some. So many people, I'm getting older. Oh my God. I've been blessed. Utilize it. Pass some things down. Laugh, enjoy. God knows there's so many reasons I can sit here and sulk. But like Chuck D said, and welcome to the Terror Dome, refuse to lose. Refuse to lose, y'all. You may take some losses, but that's only the now, which will therefore eventually be the past. Okay, I'm going through this now. All right, okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to outlast this. I'm going to figure out why I took this hit, and I'm going to heal back from it. I might rest up from it. We're going to figure it out. That's why these things, the challenges are presented to you. So you come back. You stare the opponent in the face. Yeah, you got me a couple months ago. But I haven't wasted a moment, and I'm ready for you. You don't have to say nothing. Watch the ring walk of these boxing matches. Most of the time, if you know the backstory of each fighter, and you know their temperament, you know what they've been through, because that's the theater of the unexpected, right? The bottom line is that you already know by the conviction in their eyes. When I watched Mike Tyson fight Buster Douglas, when Buster Douglas was coming down into the ring, I said, yo, shift my seat here. Talking so much, my butt hurt. I had a nice chair over here, right? I just wanted to just sit flat. I said, yo, he gonna win. He gonna win. I know he's gonna win. His mother just passed away. The mother of his child was diagnosed in late stages of cancer. Somebody else that was close to him died. There's 4 things that happened to Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas he had a mind of an athlete. He was really into football, but he was a good boxer, but he wasn't a fighter. The best combination to me is to be a boxer who is also has the mindset of a fighter. Because see, a boxer is like a heavy-handed game of tag. I'm just trying to hit you, score points, whatever. A fighter is going to come in there sometime and take 20 to land his one. And that could be a detriment. You got to know how to say things. You have both. But he never really lived up to the talent that he had. He was tall, long arms and skills. Coming in shape, little blubbery man, had breasts. Nothing pushed him. He wasn't inspired. but he had the seeds of greatness inside of him. But the circumstances that he was in, it made him see like, hey, what worse can happen? Look what I'm going through. What I'm going through is so bad. Mike Tyson across the ring from me, undefeated, doesn't even scare me. It's like that woman who had the car fall on her child at the mechanic shop. Little petite woman, 90-something pounds. Little back injury she had. When she saw she had the deal, I'm lifting this thing off my child. And we have that in us. But how do we get that sense of urgency? Do we have to have external things happen to us to activate that thing? My thing is that, see, I know how to activate that mindset from a teenager to psych myself. Like you said, Sweetberry, let's put it in that. I did. I have no video proof of it. I just got them. I got about 2 or 3 other pictures that are not good. I did a video shoot, actually. I'm looking for that company, man, that'd be around. That was done in 1984, I think it was. And I think right after that, I had that back injury. But I still came back and trained and got over that in my last competition. But I have that, but still, it don't matter. I did it. I don't talk about it much because it was a big thing back then. Right? But I knew then when I let it go, I couldn't live in the past. I'd let that go. I wasn't going to put drugs in my body and just year in and year out. I'm moving on to other things. I'm going to take the same discipline, the same work ethic, and move on to other things with other talents and abilities. And here I am at this stage of my life, ready to get back into it in a healthy way. Once this place is done, I'll build a little private gym in here somewhere. I ain't trying to look like that. I will look way better, and because I know what to do, I will look near that. But it's not that sense of urgency because I'm not trying to, I'm not a teenager anymore. There are more things. It's about balance. I want to be as physical as I will be on a mental level, with emotional intelligence and stability, ready to take flight, ready when it's time for me to leave this earth on this level and go on somewhere else. Yeah, well done. To come from where I've come from, the things I've been through, the challenges I've had, to be here and whatever time I have to maximize it, I'm good. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to try to act the part and not do the real work, but I'm busy acting to fool people who don't give a damn anyway. I'm not saying none of y'all. I'm just saying, you know how it is in life. We work hard to impress people. They really want our downfall. They really don't give a damn anyway. What are we doing? The heck with them. Deal with the handful of people you have in your life that are really for you. Or even if they're not in your life immediately, the ones that you can see about something that you can always go to and say, hey, I need to talk to you. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm stunned. This challenge came out of nowhere. We need that. We need quality people in our circle. To hell with the fools. There are people that will look at me in the street. I know they wish my downfall. There are people here, even here in Africa, that I didn't know before when I was in America. One individual comes to mind. He was telling this guy how much he hates me. I hate him. I just don't like him. I hate him. Huh? I already know. My victory is already knowing. You won't feed me nothing. I won't take a glass of water from you. I don't even acknowledge you. You can't touch me. I got my little bag of wisdom and enthusiasm. You're not going to get close enough to snatch it from me. You're going to stay over there. Watch me fly. I don't say that as an ego thing, as a narcissistic thing, but you have the right to feel good that you took flight. Don't you feel good when you're in school and you pass the test with flying colors? Even if it was 97, you got, wish I got 100, but I passed pretty good. The rest of the class didn't get more than 97, and I did. I'm trying to pass this test, y'all. That's right, Xavier. You got to find your tribe. You're not going to satisfy everybody. Everybody's not going to like you. If you're moving righteous, don't mean you think you're better than nobody, but you're trying to ascend. Your mind thinks different. And they don't like you, that means you're doing good. That's anything, because no matter what you're into, what you do. If you're trying to get better, I'm down with that. You might be an aspiring auto mechanic. I don't know nothing about what goes up under the hood of a vehicle. But I can hang with you because you're studious and you're trying to get better. And I'm trying to get better in whatever it is I choose to do. That same spirit. Maybe I can learn from you and you learn from me. Maybe I'll see something online. There are things I'm not even into. And I see it online. I say, hey, let me send this to my friend who I know he's into that stuff. He's like, oh, thank you. You see what I mean? You keep the good people in mind, but just focus on your tribe. But you have to find them. But they will come to you, because the more your light shines is the more they'll see you. And you can shine without yelling it out. Just be who you are. And it works that way, where the attraction, like, okay, I'm going to wrap it up after this. I got to get early. But I'm going to get my sleep, though. Like I said, earlier. I'm not going to jump up at 6 o'clock. If I go to use the bathroom, peek out at the sun. Hey, son, I'm ready. I'm checking in. God, what was I going to say? What was the point that I was going to say? I was going to say one more point. What was it? I done tripped over myself mentally. Let me just keep on talking. It'll come back, right? What was I saying? About the tribe, about the energy, everything, right? I'm not going to try. It's going to come back. It might come back on a different show, because I'm zooming right now to the point where I've said this before. Friends of mine that know me when I was in shape and do my thing, I was hyped, still hyped, right? They're friends that I knew through them that really didn't hang with me, but we hung when we hung up with the mutual friend. And later on, they're like, yo, can I ask you something? Not me, but they're asking my friend, your boy Lance, is he all right? What you mean? Yo, we hung out all day into the night to daybreak. After he said he was going home for a quick meal, he was going to get him go to the gym. Is he sniffing coke? Is he using cocaine? He said, no, that's just the way he is. So when you're on that way and you're connected, never lose that. Never, ever, ever lose that. Because it can be very difficult to get back on that roll with that momentum. You see, momentum is a hell of a thing. I think we said that too in the little talk that we did, Xavier. That when you're on a bicycle, you try to sit up on it, right? And yeah, sit on it. But if you're moving forward fast enough and you have momentum, you take your hands off the wheel and the wheel stays straight. Because you have that momentum going in a certain direction. You can even lean a certain way and almost turn the bike if you have a wide enough turn. Speaking truth there, brother. He says you can't move the goalposts on your values and principles to please others. You can't do it. Because you'll be running around all day, bending yourself. You got to draw the line. You got to put your foot down. You can't be a people pleaser this way. And I admit I used to be somewhat of a people pleaser. They'll run you down because you'll attract the people looking for the free lunch, for the free ride, for the free energy source. And if you keep giving them this, you think that I'm not saying you personally, but you think that you're winning them over and proving to them how good a person you are, and they will always acknowledge you as this good person because you're always there for them or whatever have you. The minute you can't, not the minute you won't, like when you put your foot down, they'll be mad but they have to respect that. But the minute that you can't give, you're going to get a response from them, even if it's not direct. They're going to run and tell somebody, who you think he is? He got all that over there. He should give me something. Don't even start it. Rewire yourself and make it where you people have to earn your credit. You can't go up in no bank. Hey, bank manager, what's up, man? Got my nice suit on, shoes. You see, I got my nice smile. I need $500,000. Just because you act nice to him? No, they got to check your credit. How are the people's credit with you in your circles? I say circles. The inner circle you should already know, but them other circles, where there may be good people in the other circles, but they haven't really descended in close yet. You got to vet everybody until they're certified. Are you certified to be close to me? Because I ain't no UPS truck. I ain't no FedEx truck, wind blower. I'm blowing all over the place. I'm like that Corvette. I'm cutting through the wind. I got somewhere to go. The wind and what's blowing around me is not going to stop me. The gossip that's thrown around is not going to stop me because I am not the gossip. I can't get upset at people who I'm living rent-free in their head. You can watch me. You can even gossip about me. You're giving me energy. But for me to get upset at you and you're watching me and running your mouth about me, you're not doing what you got to do for yourself, whatever that might be. You didn't even know what it is you have to do with yourself. You're watching me. Keep watching me, fool. You give me the energy. I will never take your energy, but you're giving it to me. Don't feel bad about people who talk bad about you who are giving you the energy. Use that bad boy for your betterment because you'll fly higher. And they'll be down on the ground like, how did he get so high? They're trying to keep you down with their words. Flip it around. Spiritually taekwondo them. Use their energy against them. Even when they're watching you through their window, they peeping at you. They thinking about you. You can't see them. They're way across town talking about you, but you can feel it when you're on. They see you. Don't come around me smiling. I already know who you are. I'm self-sufficient. I'm plugged in. I'm cleansed. My blackboard is erased. I'm ready for the new lesson. On that note, I'm going to wrap it down. I thought I was going to be received as talking crazy. This was going to be a talking crazy night. So we just flow. I started out, then we just came into this 2 hours and 28 minutes. Whoa. I don't mind. It's 1:28 a.m. I don't mind. It's a good one. I want them all to be this way. We'll start with a topic and we'll free flow on that topic. We can do that now. I'm ascended, right? I'm not going to hold back no more. This is not the time. It's a whole new level now. That's what it's all about. Anyway, y'all, do I have any cleaning up to do? I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to hit the sack. Oh, I'm going to dream good tonight. The downloads are going to hit me. I know the topics that will be coming up. I'll do my little work that I'm supposed to do tomorrow night between the shows. I got to get up and do some stuff. I want to do something before I leave and do something when I come back. But if I do something, if I wake up a little late, I'll probably not do something earlier, which it still gives me a little leeway because if I do a 10 o'clock show, it's 5 o'clock on the East Coast, it's still not bad. If I do something 3 or 4 o'clock, it's still 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock over here, so that's good. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you so much. And we will do that, and we'll do it, yeah, you know. I'm going to get into it even more because that's in me. The answers I gave you in that interview that I can't say we lost it. It's just that you see how Clubhouse changed everything around. It's like going back home to an old town. You're like, wait a second. We didn't have tall buildings like this over here. You know, but heart and soul, there's a lot of things I want to express, a lot of things I want to share. And my butt's hurting on this little chair. My little luxury chair is over there. So I said, nah. Anyway, I'll bring it back tomorrow. But thank you all so much for being here. Salute to my brothers. Much love. Mwah, to my sisters. I hope you understood me. It's free flowing, and sometimes I jump around. I'm hyped. But when I get off the show, I'm going to downshift and slow down a little bit. I'm going to sit over there by the couch and just stay zoned and think that I'm going to get in the bed and just Because now we're going to come down for a smooth physical landing, even though my spirit is up high and I feel good. And I thank you all. Y'all got me hyped tonight. I love it. Much love to you all. I will see you tomorrow. You can always reach out to me. My number's scrolling down there. I'm the most easily accessible person. There's no middleman. There's no other person coming around. Say, oh, to get to Scurv, you got to go through 10 people. Ring me. The best way is get on WhatsApp and leave a voicemail or a text. The text will always come through. Xavier B will tell you I answer back. Serious. All right, y'all. So you all have a good evening. For you all over there, it's got to be on the East Coast. What now? Was it like 8:31? I think it is. And it's going down to the 4 hours and stuff like that, right? So we're gonna do it anyway. You all take care. Much love. Peace.